Question number 26. A cylinder of radius r and length L is placed in a uniform electric field parallel to the axis of the cylinder. The total flux for the surface of the cylinder is given by option 1 0, option 2 pi r squared, option 3 e pi r squared, option 4 2 e pi r squared. This is the key, official key. Diagram is also given in the key. Correct option is option 1. What is given? Since negative electric flux is equal to positive electric flux enclosed with a cylinder, he means numerically they are equal. Therefore total electric flux is 0. This is what is given in the key. So we just explain this. So for this surface, this top surface, electric field is this way, electric field. But area vector is like this, outward drawn normal. So for this surface, E and A, of course if you want we can take it as area vector, call it as A1 vector. These two, E and vector A1, are opposite, outward drawn normal for this top surface. Therefore E A1 cos theta, theta 180. So the electric flux here, cos 180 is minus 1. So flux is negative for this surface. For this surface, E is this way, area vector would be like the outward drawn normal. You can take this area vector as A2. Note that magnitude of A1 is equal to magnitude of A2. Magnitude of A1 is equal to magnitude of A2. Okay, we have to take it as uniform cylinder. So this will be positive flux. This flux here is positive. This flux is negative, which are equal. So they cancel each other. Net electric flux is 0. Then what about this curved surface? Curved surface, the electric field is like this, E vector, but area vector outward drawn normal, it will be like this. This angle is 90. This is the area vector. This is area vector. This is electric field. Okay. So this is 90. So flux through the curved surface is 0 because EA cos 90 is 0. So for curved surface, E dot ds is 0 because E and ds perpendicular for all points on the curved surface. And also for the flat surfaces, top and bottom, they are equal in magnitude, but in sign they are opposite. Therefore net electric flux is 0 associated with the cylinder. Or even you can say, according to Gauss theorem, integral, this is net flux, okay, is equal to Q enclosed by epsilon naught. There is no charge enclosed by the cylinder. So straight away you can say that this is 0. Anyhow, the correct option is option 1. Question 27. Two parallel large thin metal sheets have equal surface densities 26.4 into 10 to the power of minus 12 coulomb per meter squared of opposite signs. The electric field between these sheets is option 1 1.5 Newton per coulomb, option 2 1.5 into 10 to the power of minus 16 Newton per coulomb, option 3 3 into 10 to the power of minus 10 Newton per coulomb, option 4 3 Newton per coulomb. According to key, correct option is option 4. So how do you get that this is the correct option? Use the formula. E is equal to, there are two sheets, so let's say this is positive surface density, this is negative surface density of charge. So this has to be sigma, but this is to be negative. Okay, both he gave sigma plus and sigma plus, so this has to be negative. This is positive means this is negative. So electric field in between due to this sheet will be this way. In between due to this sheet, because it's negative, also will be in the same direction. So electric fields due to both the sheets will be in the same direction. So we have to add the two electric fields numerically. So first one sigma by 2 epsilon naught, say due to this. Second one is also sigma by 2 epsilon naught, because directions are same, you will have to simply add. So this will be 2 sigma by 2 epsilon naught. You can cancel out this 2 sigma by epsilon naught. Sigma how much given? 26.4 into 10 to the power of minus 12. You can see here. Divide by epsilon naught 8.85 10 to the power of minus 12. Right? Because it is electric field, unit is Newton per coulomb. Okay, Newton per coulomb. So this on simplification will give you 3. 10 power minus 12, 10 power minus 12 you can cancel. You can easily say that this is 3 times. Okay. 3 Newton per coulomb. Correct option is option 4. Okay. Next question. Question number 28. 28. Consider an uncharged conducting sphere. A positive point charge is placed outside the sphere. The net charge on the sphere is then option 1 negative and uniformly distributed over the surface of sphere. Positive and uniformly distributed over the surface of sphere. Option 3 negative and appears at a point the surface of a sphere, the point on the surface of a sphere closest to point charge. Option 4 0. All these things for net charge. So answer for this question number 28 is option 4 0. So he is asking about net charge. He is placing plus q close to this sphere, conducting sphere, uncharged conducting sphere. This one is uncharged. Okay, this is uncharged. Uncharged. Plus q is placed. So what will happen? This will induce negative charges in a close by area equal to this. At a far distant region there will be positive charges, right? But total charge will be 0 because you are not adding to the sphere any charge. Charge is redistributed. Whatever charge is possessed by the sphere is redistributed. So minus q here and plus q here. Total charge is 0. He is also asking the net charge on the sphere. So answer is option 4, which is 0. Question number 29. 3 charges 2q, minus q and minus q lie at vertices of a triangle. The value of electric field E here indicates electric field, and V, that is potential, at the centroid of the triangle will be option 1 E not equal to 0 and V not equal to 0. This is a hash symbol, but you have to take it as not equal to here. So E not equal to 0 and V not equal to 0. Option 2 E is equal to 0 and V is equal to 0. Option 3 E is not equal to 0 and V is equal to 0. Option 4 E is equal to 0 and V not equal to 0. The diagram is given. According to the key, correct option is option 3. That is E not equal to 0 and V is equal to 0. This is the triangle. Okay. Let's say this is the centroid. Right. So centroid is here. This is centroid. This is centroid. Okay. Electric field at the centroid due to all the 3 charges. First we will see what happens. Electric field at centroid due to this minus q will be like this. Towards this minus q. always electric field at a point will be towards the negative source charge. Similarly, at this point, electric field due to this minus q will be in this direction. And then electric field at the centroid due to this positive charge will be in this direction as indicated here. So the three electric fields are here, E2. Here also it is given as E2 because they are equal in magnitude. Distance is same, R and R. R. This also R because this point is centroid. Centroid will be equidistant from the three vertices. Okay. Okay. So that is why it is given E2 and E2. So magnitude wise they are equal. Also the electric field due to this plus 2q will be this 0. See, they are acting in such directions that the net electric field cannot be 0. Okay. Therefore electric field, here it is electric field intensity at G not equal to 0. Fine. Then what about potential? That we have to check. Net potential at G. Note that potential is a scalar quantity. We'll have to simply add the individual potentials. So net potential V is equal to, due to this positive charge, K into 2Q by R. Then due to this, minus KQ by R. Due to this, again minus KQ by R. This is a net potential at the centroid. You see, the distances are all same because centroid is equidistant from the vertices. Now when you simplify this, you will get 0. K2Q by R minus KQ by R minus KQ by R. So net potential will be 0. Hence you have the correct option 3. Correct option 3. What is the correct option? E not equal to 0 and V is equal to 0. Okay. Next question. Question number 30. Two parallel plate capacitors X and Y have the same area of plates and same separation between the plates. That means they have same capacitance, right? X has air and Y with dielectric constant 2 between its plates. They are connected in series to a battery of 12 volt. The ratio of electrostatic energy stored in X and Y is, according to key, correct option is option 3, 2:1. This is capacitor X, air no, so X. This is Y, right? Because it has got a dielectric inside, dielectric constant 2. Okay, so proceeding like this, capacitance X is epsilon naught A by D. Capacitance of Y 2 epsilon naught A by D. This is only that dielectric constant K, which is equal to 2. So energy Q squared by 2C formula is used because Q is constant, Q is same. Why Q is same? Because they are in series. Okay, right. So energy stored in the capacitor X is Q squared by 2Cx. Energy stored in the capacitor Y, Uy equal to Q squared by 2Cy. You want to find the ratio. See the ratio of electrostatic energy stored in X and Y. So Ux by Uy. So when you Ux by Uy will be Q square will cancel. Cy by Cx. Right? Ux by Uy. So Cy by Cx, because Cy and Cx are in the denominator. When you divide, it will be Cy by Cx. But Cy is 2Cx. See here, this is equal to 2Cx. This is Cx. Cx will cancel. So the ratio happens to be 2. So correct option, option 3. So you can write all these steps and verify, or you can think very briefly. See, energy is Q squared by 2C. Because charge is same, you can say U is inversely proportional to C. So ratio of capacitances 1:2. Because energy is inversely proportional to capacitance, ratio of energy should be 2:1. So option 3. Same thing only, but given in a very short way, right? So answer is 2:1. Correct option is 2:1.